Let's jump right into this explainer. We're about to uncover a literal microscopic battle happening inside your body right this very second. You know, if you've ever watched a skincare or health commercial, you've definitely heard the buzzwords antioxidants, anti aging. But today, we're skipping the marketing hype. We're diving straight into the hard science. It's funny, isn't it? Most of us buy these expensive serums and vitamins without really understanding the chemistry at all. We see the big promises, fight aging, clear skin, boost health, and we just buy in. But what exactly is an antioxidant? And more importantly, what is it actually fighting against? To figure that out, we've got to strip away all that jargon and look at what's actually happening on a cellular level. So to understand antioxidants, we first have to meet the microscopic villains of our story, free radicals. To get this, you just need a super basic refresher on chemistry. Remember atoms? They're surrounded by little electrons that orbit in layers, which we call shells. Now, every shell needs a specific number of electrons to be full. When an atom has that full outer shell, it's perfectly stable, totally happy. But if it's missing just one electron, bam, it becomes a free radical. It's highly unstable, super reactive, and frankly desperate to find an electron to complete its shell. It's basically a simple, highly destructive, three-step process of chemical theft. When oxygen molecules split into single atoms with unpaired electrons, they instantly become these unstable free radicals. Because they are so chaotic, they frantically seek out other atoms to bond to. They will literally rip an electron right away from a perfectly healthy cell just to stabilize themselves. Talk about selfish, right? Now, our bodies do naturally produce free radicals as waste, just from normally processing food. But our environment and our diet, they can drastically multiply that number. Things like everyday pollution, too much UV exposure from the sun, cigarette smoke, and even eating a lot of fried food, all of these things can absolutely flood your system with these unstable electron-stealing atoms. And when these free radicals start building up faster than our bodies can handle them, that leads us directly to the real danger, oxidative stress. This oxidative stress isn't just about losing skin elasticity or finding a gray hair. It's linked to severe system-wide health decline. As those free radicals continuously steal electrons, they're actively damaging your body's cells. Over time, science has connected this very process to major diseases. We're talking Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, cardiovascular disease from clogged arteries, rheumatoid arthritis, and even cancer and diabetes. It's a microscopic process, but it has massive, full-body consequences. Okay, so how do we fight back? Well, enter the solution, the antioxidants. Think of them as the ultimate peacemakers in your bloodstream. While free radicals are running around wreaking havoc, stealing electrons, and damaging cells, antioxidants step right in and willingly donate one of their own electrons. By doing this, they completely neutralize that free radical and reduce its reactivity on the spot. Now, you might be wondering, wait a second, if an antioxidant gives away an electron, doesn't it just become an unstable free radical itself? Honestly, that's what I thought too. But no. What makes antioxidants so incredibly unique is that they can donate this electron without becoming reactive themselves. They stop the chain reaction of cellular damage dead in its tracks. They're basically a dead-end street for oxidative stress. Which brings us to a huge part of this explainer, the actual connection to aging. The science here has evolved beautifully since the 1950s. Originally, the free radical theory of aging just suggested that these reactive atoms break our cells down over time. Makes sense. But as researchers gathered more data over the decades, they realized the real battleground was actually inside our mitochondria. You know, the tiny powerhouses that process nutrients to power our cells. And this perfectly explains why aging seems to accelerate as we get older. Research shows that the free radicals produced in the mitochondria end up damaging the very substances the cell needs to work properly. This causes mutations, and guess what those mutations do? They produce even more free radicals. It's a vicious cycle, an unstoppable snowball effect inside our cells, which helps explain why even the absolute healthiest bodies eventually deteriorate over time. So if free radicals are the bad guys and antioxidants are the good guys, we should all just take a ton of antioxidant supplements, right? Problem solved? Well, this seemingly bulletproof logic led countless companies to aggressively push those expensive little pills you see lining the pharmacy shelves. The pitch is simple. Just swallow a pill packed with antioxidants to neutralize the free radicals. But does the hard science actually back that up? Prepare for a bit of a plot twist. There is a massive blind spot when it comes to synthetic, manufactured supplements. The key word here is artificial. You see, while the antioxidants our bodies produce internally and the ones we get directly from plants are highly effective, researchers found that we just can't replicate that complex biological success in a factory setting. In fact, isolated artificial supplements show literally zero benefits. And crazy enough, can sometimes do more harm than good. Look at this data. A major 2010 study on antioxidant supplementation for prostate cancer prevention found absolutely no benefits. Nothing. And even worse, a 2012 study found that for people already at a high risk for lung cancer, like smokers, taking artificial antioxidants actually elevated their cancer risk. It turns out we can't just hack millions of years of biology with a manufactured pill. Since the artificial stuff falls flat, where does that leave us? We need to look to nature's pharmacy instead. Experts agree that your absolute best defense against cellular aging is a balanced diet absolutely loaded with plant-based antioxidants. Science calls these phytonutrients, and unlike the synthetic pills, these natural compounds behave exactly the way we need them to once they're inside the body. And the best part? There's an incredibly delicious variety of antioxidant-rich whole foods you can easily just toss into your grocery cart today. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, they're all packed with natural vitamin C. Carrots give you beta-carotene. Then you've got power veggies like artichokes, spinach, kale, and beets. And hey, even your pantry staples like beans, pecans, and yes, dark chocolate are completely loaded with natural free radical scavengers. No lab required. So I'll leave you with this thought. The next time you're standing in the aisle trying to decide between a manufactured pill and a carton of fresh blueberries, remember how this microscopic battle actually works. The fight against oxidative stress and aging isn't one at the pharmacy. It's one in the produce section. Skip the massive free radical triggers like fried food and pollution when you can, and lean into a phytonutrient-rich diet. Give your cells the exact natural ammunition they need. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and here's to feeding your cells exactly what they need to thrive.